Doug Lane here, Fastlane Car Care. Want to take a couple minutes and go over something that I deal with quite a bit, and it has a lot to do with educating the customer, and then I want to also touch on like how I do things as a detailer. So I get all the time, I'll get people that'll ask me how much a detail. Well, and that's literally what the message will say. How much do you charge to detail? Well, it depends on what it is. I can't do a motorcycle for the same price as a Suburban. I can't do I can't do a semi for the same price as a Mini Cooper, right? It just doesn't make sense. It's just not the way it works. It has to do with how dirty it is. It has to do with where you're at because I'm mobile, and that's another thing people don't really seem to understand. Most people get it, but there are a lot of people that don't, and that's okay. It is what it is. But um, I try not to get sidetracked here. So they'll say, how much does it cost? And I reply back with, depends on size, condition, location, blah, blah, blah. And I ask them for some basic information. What kind of car do you have? And then I've got a link that's got a few different pictures and say, which level of dirtiness would you say best describes your car? And a lot of times they won't even reply after that. So I'm not really sure what that's about, but um, a lot of times, I'll follow up with somebody that I don't hear back from, and I'll say, hey, just want to, see if you got your car detailed or whatever. And they'll say, oh, yeah, sorry, I found somebody cheaper. Okay. And that's fine, right? I know I'm not the cheapest. I don't want to be the cheapest, but I do want to be the best. And so I'm going to go over some things that you should look for as a customer. And, the biggest thing that I can tell you is when you're comparing prices, ask them what you're paying for. Because there are a lot of detail shops, and I'm not saying just necessarily locally, because honestly, I don't pay attention to what they do. I don't really care. I do what I do, and, it is what it is. But the beauty of the internet is that I can, be friends and I can talk to other detailers from around the world and I'll see their posts, which is another weird thing. Detailers like target other detailers with their sponsored ads, which makes no sense because why would I pay you to detail my car when I own a detailing company, right? So anyway, you can see their ads and it'll say, like, oh, doing this car, it's complete full detail plus clay bar plus this plus, plus wax, and it's like, what are you charging for a detail then, right? Because a clay bar is a form of decontamination for those that don't know, and that's what removes like brake dust and tar and other things like that from your paint surface. So they're saying full detail plus clay bar, okay, which means that was an upsell, plus, whatever kind of wax or sealant or whatever they're using. Okay, so there's another upsell. Well, so it sounds like your full detail is basically a glorified car wash, right? Well, no wonder you're doing it for 40 or 50 bucks, right? You wash it, don't worry about waxing it, don't worry about decon, don't worry about, just wash it, shine up the wheels, and take the vacuum to the floor mats and call it done, right? That's not a detail to me. That's just not a detail. That's just how I feel about it, right? A detail to me is going through every nook and cranny that you can and getting it as clean to the best of your ability, right? So, and then moving things too. So let me flip you around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's a good one, this gear indicator. Now this had leftover cosmetics all over it. It looks like, it usually turns like white and crusty. As you can see, there's nothing there all the way around. So a lot of times when people say, detailers will say, oh, such and such detail, comes with a full wipe down. Oh, it's wiped down. Not me. I literally take a scrub brush, a toothbrush, scratch pad, depending on what I need, and the surface that I'm working with to get it to the best of my ability. And here's another example. These window switches, they were a little bit gummy. Actually, this one was quite gummy, and it's not. So, and then, what's going on up here? Is this detailer cleaning your sunglasses holder, taco holder? And on this particular one, we got the cup holders. A little bit cleaner left over. In this, I haven't cleaned this part yet, but here's the thing. So when you're sweeping, oh, well, I can't get down in there, right? Well, what if we reach under here and fold this down? You know, now we can get in under the seats this way. We can get back in here. We can get back in this corner. We can get in all these areas without even moving to the other side of the vehicle. But wait, now we've got another cubby. Did you clean it? Did you clean the cup holder? Did you clean this other little cubby? Over here we have more little organizer trays. These are all things that I go through, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I've never missed a spot. I'm not, everybody's makes mistakes. But these are the things that I check for, and this client has stuff up here in the sun visor, so I'm not going to move all that. But the sun visors are another thing I check. The headliner, flip these down, check the mirror. The little vanity mirror, make sure it's clean, make sure there's no fingerprints. The rear view mirror, oh my gosh, it bothers me so bad when I get into a car and I see that the rear view mirror is all smudged up. I don't know why, I just don't like it. So I always make sure that I clean the rear view mirror when I'm cleaning the rest of the windows. It takes 2 seconds, literally, swipe, done. 90% of the time, unless there's something crazy stuck on it or whatever, But it's just the little details. That's what detailing is to me. So, when you're looking around at having a detailer, ask them questions. What areas are they cleaning? What areas, what are they doing? What are they using? And if you don't know what those processes are, like the things they're saying, spend 20 minutes on YouTube. I mean, literally just Google, what is clay bar? What is this? And you can see thousands of videos. I mean, I try to do a bunch of them. I've got a bunch of how-tos on a lot of different topics. Paint correction versus, what people call buffing. A lot of detailers, they just spread wax with a machine, call it buffing. Not removing any defects. You're really not fixing any problems. It just sounds good, right? So they charge more money. Little things like that. This industry, I hate to say it, is full of those things. And I'm not going to lie to you. I sat here during the winter and I thought, man, maybe I need to, change how I word things. Maybe I need to change, like on the description of service on my website and on my Facebook page. Maybe I need to change those to be more like those other people. And I thought, you know what? I just can't do it. It's misleading. It is misleading, and I just don't do that. That's not who I am. It's not how I roll. It's not how I run my business. So, just educate yourself on the products, on what you're getting done, and don't just go for the cheapest person. I'm not saying you have to hire me. I mean, I understand money's money, and some people have more of it than others. That's fine. But get the most bang for your buck. I can tell you that if a single detailer, one guy, one-man crew, is doing 4 cars in a 6 to 8 hour period, they aren't doing a very good job. Because even an average size car has a plethora of cubby holders and just surface areas that you need to clean. So if they're booking for 2 or 3 hour windows by themselves and they're knocking out a ton of cars by them, especially bigger cars like trucks and SUVs, full size SUVs, like I don't know what you're getting, but I just know from experience it can't be much. Now I know for sure that I could go faster, like I could detail faster than I do typically, but I don't want to because that's where you make mistakes, that's where you miss things. I would rather focus on my quality rather than, I would rather spend, I don't charge by the hour, so I would rather spend, 6 hours making sure a car is like as good as it can be, rather just saying, okay, yeah, I got 3 hours to do this car, bam, 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 okay, thanks, pay me. And then you get in the car, and then, 3 or 4 days later, you open the glove box, or you open this, or open that, and it's like, whoa, why is this still dirty? I thought I got a detail. Sorry, that turned into a little bit of a rant, but yeah, basically just watch, just educate yourself, figure out what you're paying for. Don't let these people rip you off. Like I said, I don't care if you hire me or you hire someone else, whatever. I just want you to get the most for your money. So I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.